St. Joseph College Vision. St. Joseph College, a Catholic school, envisions an evangelized and evangelizing community, providing excellent integral education and involvement in social transformation. Mission. We commit to build the St. Joseph College Educative Family SJCEF, centered and Christ, to form every member into an integral human person, imbued with the gospel values and equipped with excellent quality education, and to be an active agent in making a humane society. Okay, welcome to lesson 2 of our technology and livelihood education 10, and I hope you have a great day. So, for lesson 2, week 8, I think this is the topic 5 from quarter 2. Principles of poultry selection, poultry preparation technique, cooking poultry. So, the principle of poultry selection. Poultry differ in their quality characteristics in accordance with their age, sex, live weight, and breed. Young poultry contains less fat, with less calories than older poultry, and are tastier and more flavorful. Fat of poultry is found under the skin, so if you want to make it less caloric content, remove the skin and the calories are lessened in the diet. Choose chicken that are active, healthy, and well feathered and well shaped. Select the type of chicken suited for the recipe or type of cooking. Young chickens in general are appropriate for dry heat method because they are tender and easily cooked. Older chickens in general are appropriate for moist heat method because they have tough meat that needs to be tenderized for a long period of time. Poultry parts are available in fresh, frozen, chilled, pre-cooked, and ready to cook to meet the customer's preferences because it depends on what kind of recipe or cooking you will going to do. Number 9. Layers or poultry with eggs as well as uterus attached to their bodies are sold in wet markets and are flavorful using the moist heat method. Fresh poultry have the same quality characteristics as quick frozen. Fresh chickens may be stored in freezers for future use. To save in preparation, poultry parts may be used. 11. When buying dressed or drawn poultry, select those free from any feathers, no discoloration, and bruises or cut in the skin. It should be well formed, freshly slaughtered. Okay, red pagamay, di pa siya luspad. Flesh firm and plump with less yellow fat in the posterior part of the chicken. 12. Fresh poultry is almost odorless and tasteless. Poultry stored for a long time tend to be rancid. Rancid, it means na oil content niya is napanos na. Rancid is panos. Oxidative rancidity in chicken is caused by its yellow fat. Kabante mo sa mga inasal, nga na bitaw yellow bitaw nga sauce. That's the yellow fat of the chicken. So, bisag ka na, dapat siya fresh paghimo. Which is mainly polyunsaturated fat. Rancidity increase with increased storage temperature. Chicken fat is more unstable than turkey fat and therefore has faster rancidity. So, dali maranso or uh, so, kanang ang chicken nga fats dali siya uh, rancid. To store poultry, wrap tightly in moisture-proof film, foil, or paper. Freeze to 0 degree Fahrenheit or negative 16 degrees Celsius. In using frozen poultry, follow the rule, first in, first out. Sumura siya og sa display sa mall. First in, first out. Kanang nakabutang sa front bitaw sa display that are displayed kanang daan na. So kanang nasa ilaw, nasa luyo dapit mo na ang mga bago. Mo na first in, first out. When frozen poultry is to be thawed, do this slowly by transferring the poultry from the freezer to refrigerate from 12 to 24 hours. This will give the tissue a chance to rehydrate and be cooked immediately. So, i-defrost siya. Frozen poultry may be cooked by moist or dry heat method without thawing, although cooking time may be longer. Yes. Okay, this is how to prepare poultry. Chicken. Nowadays, cutting of whole poultry into parts is one of the services offered for free in supermarkets and wet markets. For home and commercial establishment, disadvantages is to reduce as it's reduce the labor and time for the preparation. Cutting of poultry into portions or sizes appropriate for a specific recipe is also done in the markets. One needs to specify whether the poultry is intended for tinola, tinola, adobo, fried chicken, and chicken afritada. Cutting poultry into halves, quarters, and parts. To cut the whole chicken into halves, position the dressed chicken with its back lying down on a chopping board. Taking both legs together with one hand and the other hand holding the cleaver position and cleaver on the abdomen opening. With the downward thrust of the cleaver halfway towards the backbone, cut the chicken crosswise, separating it into half. The legs and the thigh on one part, the breast, neck, and wings on the other half. Let's watch this video.
Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Hello, Mrs. Farmer.
Mr. Farmer, how are you doing?
We're outdoors tonight.
Yes, we are. It's nice out.
And we're not completely soaked in sweat.
No, we're not. It's nice.
It's a good thing.
Nice tonight.
What do you see laying in front of us? Oh, wait, that's a half a chicken. Now, a lot of times if you go to a restaurant, say you want a half a smoked chicken,
Right.
you can't beat it, right?
That's
So
what I
how
did.
do you easily split this chicken? Well, if you got two arms, it'd be pretty easy. So this is going to be a three-armed operation.
Okay, I will help you. I will
If you will help me.
I will assist.
This is what we did a few minutes ago. Now you see what you've got is the backbone and the neck and a little bit of fat here. What are you going to do with that, Mrs. Farmer?
We're going to boil that up first.
Stock.
Yes.
You can boil that up with some onions, some carrots, whatever you want to
yeah.
pop in there. Celery, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of pepper, and what happens? You have some beautiful, wonderful stock.
Yes, you do.
And we don't want to waste anything. So how do you get your half chicken? It's very simple. What are you going to look for? You're going to look for the neck. See where the neck goes down through? And see, you can feel that backbone all the way down to the tail. And you can kind of see that. So what you're going to do, if you dig in here, you can find that you can cut right alongside that backbone. You need a good, heavy, sharp knife.
Right.
And we're going to cut down all the way down the neck, all the way down to the tail on both sides. And
I will assist
this
you.
is the three-armed method. Thank you, Nikki. And you can actually see, if you hold that up, you can actually see where the backbone is. So Mrs. Farmer, if you'll hold that up real good and stout right there, and I'm going to try not to take any fingers with me. Okay, now we remove that for the stock, and you're going to find that center goes right down through here. Now, you know that gristly, plastic-looking breastbone they have?
Yeah.
I'm just going to split that right down the middle.
Right.
Go dead center. And again, you need a good sharp knife to do this. Mrs. Farmer, even though with 3 hands, we finally got it done.
We got it. We did it.
We got it done. So does that not look professional?
It does look professional.
Tonight, we're really flying by the seat of our pants. I want to try a couple things. We went to a restaurant the other day,
Right.
which we like to do,
We do.
for a new idea. And they had a lettuce wrap.
You're being healthy. Low carb, so lettuce wrap.
Well,
Kinda.
yeah.
Well,
Okay, that's for cutting the whole chicken into half. To cut into quarters, kaupat. Spread out the legs and cut through the middle portion of the backbone. This separates the 2 legs and parts of the backbone intact in 2 quarters. For the upper half, cut through midsection of the breast down through the backbone. 1 quarter consists of the half of the breast and 1 whole wing intact. Let's watch this video.
Hi, my name is Marc Bauer. I'm from the French Culinary Institute. I would like to show you how to cut a chicken into quarters in order to deep fry or saute on the top of the stove. So I'm going to use a boning knife or a butcher's knife. And in order to quarter the chicken, first you remove the package with all the gizzard and hearts. See if it's empty. I'm going to wash it also if I want to. Remove the wing bones. This, I can use it later for a sauce. First, we're going to remove the wishbone by pulling the skin back and scraping along the side of each side of the breast. Same thing on the other side. Once you hear the screeching noise, ready to go, I put my fingers along the side of the wishbone, go all the way to the top, and remove it. Then what you do is you put it on his back, you slice, you make a little imprint on the back with crisscrossing. I'm going to flip it over, pull as much skin on the breast, and do a slash from the leg, from in between the leg and the breast, all the way to the crisscrossing mark. So once I push the skin, I do a slash to that crisscrossing, then see, I expose the joint of the leg, remove the oyster, which is that little piece of muscle that's on the very edge of the leg, and remove it. That's it. That's for the leg. And I do the same thing on the other side. Then I'm going to work on removing the backbone. By doing this, you can use either a chef's knife or use your boning knife. Then I remove the backbone by slicing gently between the backbone and the rib cage, and those ribs will be cutting very nicely through. I remove the backbone. Same thing on the other side. And you remove the backbone, which can be also used for the roast or for a stock. At this point, I have my breast with the bone in. I'm going to separate them, the breast, by doing a little slash over 1/4 inch, the cartilage part over here, and with my hand remove the breastbone by sliding my finger along the side of the breastbone and pulling it out from the front. This can also be used for a stock. Once I have my breast flat, I can split it in half. Make sure I have the same amount of skin on both sides. That's it. We have a quarter chicken. From here on, we will either saute, deep fry, finish the product, cook the product. You can marinate it if you want to. You can season it, put some herbs below the skin if you wanted to. And make sure before you cook the chicken that you're going to dry it with a paper towel. Otherwise, it will attach to the bottom of the pan. This is how to quarter a chicken.
Okay, so that is how to quarter a chicken. Next, we have to cut into parts. First is cut leg by separating the thigh in the leg, drumstick by disjointing the joint connecting the leg and thigh. Cut the thigh further by separating part of the backbone with the thigh proper. Separate the whole by jointing the joint of the wing connecting to the breast. So separate the neck by cutting it from the breast, then cut the breast further into pieces as required by the recipe. Let's watch this video.
Hi, my name is Chef Tony. Today I'm going to teach you how to cut a chicken into 8 pieces. The tools we're going to use today is a boning knife and our meat cleaver. First thing we're going to want to do is separate the thigh and the drumstick from the body. We're going to take the tip of the knife, follow right along the back, just snap, and we'll remove the thigh, and then just with your knife you're going to pull forward. By pulling forward, you're going to remove this nice little muscle here, which is attached right here, which is called the oyster. That is the most tender piece of chicken. And we'll redo that to the other side. You can hear that snap. And then pull. On chicken, there's a fat line. That's where you can find where the joint is, and then you're just going to slice right along the fat line and remove that. So that'll separate your thigh and your drumstick. Then we'll do the same thing for the wing. You come right along here, expose the bone, and right off. And that'll remove the wing. If you're going to fry the wing, you can tuck it under like that. It's a nice little look. Or you can take and separate the wing, remove the tip using your cleaver. You can save any of your scraps, like the tip like this, you can use for stocks. This way you're utilizing the whole bird. And then we can separate those two, and if you want, you would have nice chicken wings. Then we will follow through here. You can see the fat line right here. You're going to follow that. Once you get that cut, you're going to snap. There's a natural break there. You're going to remove that. Again, this is all saved for stock. Then we'll go along the backbone. Make one cut. Move it over here to the keel. Just a nice little slice. You do not want to cut it all the way. Then you're going to pop it right along with your fingers. We're going to remove that. Remove the keel. And then we're just going to cut the breast in half. That was snapping the wishbone. And that gives us our 8 pieces of chicken. We have a drumsticks, thighs, wings, and breast. And that's how you get 8-piece chicken.
All right. So here's how to fillet the chicken. To produce a chicken fillet, choose a whole plump chicken breast. So, importante gid na para inig-fillet niya whole gihapon ang inyong parts nga i-fillet. Remove the skin carefully. Then to remove the breastbone, carefully cut through with a boning knife from the breastbone tip, working your way until the whole half of the breast meat is detached from the breastbone. Do the same procedure with the remaining half of the breast. You now have two whole breast meats too. To fillet each breast meat, place breast meat on the chopping board sideways. Then cut through the breast meat with your filleting knife, spreading it. Then cut thinly, similar to a tapa cut. Okay, let's watch this video.
Okay, I'm going to show you how to fillet a chicken breast and how to make it open, so kind of like a steak, like a chicken steak. So here we go. I'm going to get a chicken. This is what a chicken breast looks like. So first I'm going to take all this fat out. Just going to take it off. I'm going to take the wing bone. I'm just going to do one side. Just cut it here. This is where the wing bone goes. Take that out. Alright. So I'm going to put the chicken here. So this is what you normally have or buy in the supermarket. Now, this is the I'm going to call the tenderloin of the chicken. This is the softer part. Where they do the chicken fingers, this is where it comes from. I like to leave it there. So I'm going to open this chicken. Now the chicken has some sort of skin here. So we're going to open part of it on the other side. So when we're done, we're going to have part of skin and part of the other side. So we cut these. And I'm going to flip it. I'm just going to put a little pressure. My finger goes like this, and I'm just going to trim parallel to the cutting board. So there. I have meat, I have skin, I have meat again here. Now I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to trim, I'm going to cut again. Basically, this is what a chicken steak looks like. So I flip it, and that's how it is. I'm going to do one more time. I'm going to fast this one. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to trim this off. Trimming this off. And I'm going to take this little piece here, which is kind of tough. Okay, this I wouldn't trim too much, but I'm just going to open it like this. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to put pressure, see my finger. I'm going like this. If I go too deep, I'm going to have like a hole, like I just did here. So I'm going to go back, open. And, well, this didn't come out too good, but you got the idea, you see? I dipped this knife too much. And that's how you cut a chicken. See you next time.
Okay. Deboning. So here's the process. The process of deboning. So first is slit the back of the chicken with sharp knife. Then carefully remove all the bones, leaving the meat and skin intact. Remove the big bones of the wings and legs, then leaving only the small wing bones and end of the drumstick. So let's watch this video for your reference.
How to debone a chicken. If you're one of those do-it-yourself cooks who loathes all things shrink-wrapped, pre-packaged, and overhandled, this is the task for you. You will need a whole chicken, a cutting board, and a very sharp boning or paring knife. Step 1. Place the chicken squarely on its back on the cutting board with its legs spread outward. Step 2. Grasp the knife in your dominant hand, holding the handle close to the blade with 3 fingers, your middle, ring, and pinky. Curl your forefinger around one side of the blade while holding your thumb on the opposite side. Step 3. Pull the wings out on both sides of the bird and cut the tips off at the joint. Step 4. Grab the end of the drumstick and cut between the top of the leg and the breast. Step 5. Applying downward pressure, continue to score along the skin and meat of the leg, which contains the thigh and drumstick, until the joint is exposed. When trimming a chicken, do not attempt to finish the job in one slice. Using a series of shallow cuts will maximize your control. Step 6. With your free hand, twist the thigh back until the joint pops loose. Step 7. Free the leg by following with your knife the line of the breast from the tail to beneath the wingtip. Step 8. Cut down the length of the leg from the top of the thigh bone down. Step 9. Stand the leg on end and begin cutting the meat away from the bone. Make a small series of cuts, turning the bone often and pulling the flesh as you go. Step 10. Trim around the knee joint and continue cutting along the bone to loosen and free the meat all the way to the end of the drumstick. Set the bone to one side and the meat to the other. Step 11. Turn the bird on its side so the wing is nearest to you. Step 12. Insert your knife behind the wing joint and cut forward, separating the wing from the body. Step 13. Continue to score forward on a diagonal, freeing the breast from the bone underneath until the entire portion is released. Step 14. Following the edge of the wing joint, slice through the meat and tendons attaching the wing to the breast and separate the two pieces. Set the wing to one side with the leg bones and set the breast meat to the other. Use the chicken carcasses to make chicken soup stock. Step 15. The boneless thighs and breasts are now ready to be sliced, diced, chopped, or stuffed, because this goose is cooked. Did you know? The small bundle of meat between the upper thighs and back is nicknamed the oyster. Some chefs consider it the tastiest part of the chicken.
All right. So we have marinating. Soak the chicken or chicken parts in calamansi or lemon juice and soy sauce for 30 minutes or more. So, ang kaning calamansi is mo acid niya gigamit para mo soften and mo tender pa maayo ang chicken meat. Stuffing. After deboning the chicken, prepare the stuffing mixture as preferred. One stuffing mixture for chicken relleno consists of ground pork, chorizo de balbao, sweet ham, and Vienna sausage, bell pepper, white onion, slice of bread, moistened with evaporated milk, beaten raw eggs for binding, and seasoned with salt, pepper, and MSG. MSG, para sa ang Ajinomoto. Monosodium glutamate is also known as sodium glutamate. Is the sodium salt of glutamic acid is found naturally in some foods including tomatoes and cheese. Push the stuffing mixture inside the deboned poultry from the opening, moving down to the legs, filling up all spaces, then moving upward to the breast until the deboned chicken forms a good shape and looks full and plump. So that's how. Trussing. This process or technique is commonly applied in roasting whole chicken. Whole chicken is marinated and rubbed with spices all over the body, both inside and outside. Sometimes 1 or 2 pieces of lemongrass is stuffed inside the chicken for a sweet smell and to remove the fishy melanza taste. Trussing is done by skewering the chicken in the metal skewer from the posterior end and out through the interior end. Keep the chicken in place with metal pins of the skewer. Let's watch this video.
No matter how you cook your chicken, you're probably going to start by trussing it. So this is a traditionally trussed chicken. I know for me, traditionally I was taught truss a chicken like this. That way it cooks more evenly. But after all the years that I've been doing this, I've discovered that that's just not true. You can see the legs are tight against the carcass, so you're actually not getting heat where you want it. By the time these legs are done, this breast is going to be overcooked. It looks real pretty, but it's actually not that practical. And we're going to show you a better way to truss a chicken. Here's how we truss our chickens. String goes right down the center of the back. Pull it forward into his little armpits. Cross it around the front. This is not what you would do traditionally. I cross a string in front of the breast, and the reason why I do that is when you roast this guy, what's going to happen is this skin's going to start to shrink and pull up, and it's going to overcook this breast. There's not going to be any skin over it. And I want more crispy skin, evenly as possible, all over my bird, so I'm going to make sure it stays there, just like that. Pull this guy back. and then you cross them, okay? You wanna make sure this goes under the crown here. Pull it nice and tight, okay? Under the leg, come around the back of the legs here, and then I'm gonna cross it again. See, it's starting to look all perky. So I'm actually wrapping around the knees of the bird. Flip them over. Cross once, twice, 3 times. That way it doesn't slip. Tie it off for good measure. That's our bird. He's nice and pretty. Chicken.
Okay.
Cool. This guy's ready for roasting. Let's take a closer look inside. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. So I tighten the skin in the front, so that way I have these nice, beautiful breasts that are just all covered in golden skin. If you don't do that, the skin starts to shrink and pull back, and it actually ends up overcooking the meat. The last thing that's important is, so I've got more skin here that's all crispy on the inside, and then this, if I start to look into it and inspect it, you can see it's blonde and soggy. Pretty fun! So I was watching this video and all these chickens, I'd be like, God, where are they gonna eat it? You ever made a panzanella salad before? Well good. Yummy. Dig into this.
Okay. Then cooking poultry. Poultry is cooked to make it more palatable and tender, and to destroy harmful microorganisms such as bacteria, salmonella. It can be cooked using the moist heat or dry heat method. Okay. So the moist heat method. This is cooking using water or other liquid as medium. Example recipes using this includes chicken tinola, sinampalukang manok, steamed chicken or pinaupong manok, chicken afritada, chicken fricassee, then chicken curry and chicken pochero. Dry heat method. This method of cooking is ideal for young poultry with tender meat. Broilers and fryers are ideal for this method of cooking. Capons and roaster are also suitable for this method, although they contain more fat than broilers and fryers. This method is only for the young and immature chickens. Example recipe using for these methods are chicken barbecue, roasted chicken, fried chicken, and charcoal broiled chicken. Furthermore, it also should be remembered that marinating chicken, whole or parts, in an acid solution help tenderize its meat. So, akatong calamansi is the acid solution that we use, the calamansi juice, para mo tenderize ang meat. Frozen poultry may be cooked without thawing, although cooking time is longer. If you want to check what thawing is, please try to check it in YouTube. Mura siyang pabukalan lang para dili siya mag-ice-ice. The smaller the chicken parts, the faster the cooking time. The lower the cooking temperature is, as in simmering temperature 80 degrees Celsius to 99 degrees Celsius, is the longer the cooking time, the less meat shrinkage, and the more flavor the product is. And pressure cooking. It's most increasingly at home and in restaurant as it shortens cooking time, especially for tough meat. Retains its flavor and lessens meat shrinkage by 10%. In addition, fuel consumption is lower also. See manual instruction in operating a pressure cooker in cooking different types of food. I think that's all for the lesson 2, and have a great day. Activity is posted on your Facebook page. Thank you, and it's me again, Mr. Virgilio Juntingson, your teacher. And have a great day.